Hello everyone, myself Kriti Sharma from Arya College of Engineering and IT, Kukas, Jaipur from MBA department. Today we will discuss about security issues in e-commerce from the subject e-business MBA 4th sem. So the contents for today's lecture are introduction to the security issues and different types of security issues, that are privacy issues, authentication, non-repudiation, phishing and confidentiality. First of all, the introduction. uh, as we all know, the e-commerce is clearly defined as the buying and selling of products and services through the internet. It is also referred as e-business. uh, because of increase in e-commerce, there are various security issues related to e-commerce. The people that are doing business through, or the people that are purchasing any product through e-commerce websites, they are threatened because they think their information can be stolen by someone else or some other third party, like anyone can taken or stolen the information about their credit cards or their personal information. So these are the security issues related to the e-commerce business. What kind of basic security issues are? These are authentication, authorization, confidentiality, integrity and non-repudiation. We will discuss in brief each and every point here. So first of all, the authentication. The authentication is defined as establishing the identity of one party to another. The authentication process validates the information provided by the buyer, like its credit card information or something else, to the other party. This authentication process works in two directions. First of all, the user provides his identification details to the information system. Then the information system confirms his identity or user's identity and confirm to the user. Once the authentication to the system is performed correctly, the user is authorized for the further processing or for the further actions. For example, the user can edit its personal informations or personal settings, or he can close their contracts. This is the overall picture of the authentication process. In the first phase, the client sends the request to the server. In the next phase, the server provides the link of login page to the client. Then in the third phase, the client fills that form and submits it to the server. In the next fourth step, the server checks all the details filled by the client and redirected to the resources. And in last fifth step, if any wrong information is filled by the user, the server shows an error message to the user. The next one is authorization. Authorization is the process to give or to grant the permission to do something. This process of granting or denying access to a network resource. Most computer security systems are based on two-step process. First one is the authentication process, in which the user have to provide his personal details or his authentication to the server. And in second stage, it is authorization, in which the user is allowed to access the resources or any kind of documents after providing his identity. This is the authorization process. This is the error message when an unauthorized person tries to access a document. The reasons for this, either the user have applied some wrong password, or if there is any issues related to browser. So this is the error message provided by the unauthorized person. There is a difference between authentication and authorization. The authentication provides the identity of the user, that who you are, for example by providing the login details. And the authorization is the process which tells what kind of work you can perform on a document, like you can read it, write it, or you can delete it or edit the document. Now next is the confidentiality. Confidentiality is the process uh, confidentiality is the protection of your personal information. Means to hide your information from the different clients, or do not tell others, including your co-workers, your friends and family members. In this confidentiality process, individual files are logged and secured, even though your support workers will not allowed to take this information without the permission of user. What kind of information can be considered as confidential? This can be your personal details like your name, date of birth, your address, age, etc., and your current contact details of your family, your guardians, your bank details, your service records and file progress notes, uh, what kind of your personal plans of individual person. These can be considered as your confidential information that is also to be secured through the internet. The difference is that the privacy is about the people and the confidentiality is about the data. Confidentiality is not concerned with people, it is concerned with the data. Now the integrity, it refers to the correctness and completeness of data. Means whether the data is reliable or trustable, whether the data is error free or not, or it should be consistent. To ensure the information cannot be altered in any case, it ensures the integrity. uh, there are several chances for the damage of data integrity in the e-commerce. So integrity ensures that your message must not be altered or tampered without any cost. Now next is non-repudiation. Non-repudiation means to deny. So the non-repudiation means it is to ensure that someone cannot deny by doing something. For many years, authorities have sought to make repudiation impossible in some situations. Uh, Similarly, a legal document typically it requires a witness to signing so that the person who signs cannot deny by doing that. Uh, Non-repudiation is a prevention against any one party from uh, refusing an agreement after the fact. For e-commerce and other electronic transactions, it includes ATM, cash machines. All parties to a transaction must be confident that the transaction is secure. The parties who say that they authenticate that the transaction is verified as final. So to provide the non-repudiation, the digital signature is one of the useful tool. Uh, the digital signature ensures that the message or document has been electronically signed by the authenticated person, and it cannot be altered or it cannot be denied by furnishing the signature. Since digital signature can only be created by a single person who is authorized to that particular signature. Since no security technology is absolutely foolproof, it is suggested that multiple approaches to be used, such as capturing unique biometric information. This can be a second tool. First one is the digital signature. Second one is to use the unique biometric information and other data about the sender or signer that collectively would be difficult to repudiate. Uh, the biggest e-commerce security issues are privacy issues and phishing. What is the privacy issue? It is comprised as one of the most complicated problem. uh, Privacy issues means the any one person cannot taken or can stolen the personal information of the other third party when they are providing the transaction through the internet. So this is the main privacy issue in the e-commerce, when some person tries to buy or sell some product through the internet. Most of the online consumers are aware that various websites are collecting or storing their private information, and the fear is that sometimes this information or this data uh, can be hand over to the wrong hands, and it could be mispersoned, and perhaps it left the pocket out of it. Means uh, the non-authorized person can take your personal information, or like your credit card information or debit card information, and he can perform any kind of miscellaneous or any kind of misuse of your debit card or credit card. Now next is phishing. Phishing is uh, phishing is the criminally fraudulent process to acquire sensitive information such as the username, password, and credit card details by pretending as the trustworthy identity. Phishing scams generally are carried out by emailing the victim with the fraudulent emails. This is most common nowadays. Uh, some fraudulent parties provide an email to you or provide some link uh, to your mailbox, and by clicking on that particular link, the person goes to that website which is not accurate or which is not authorized uh, email id, and by linking on that particular website, the person can be a victim of various fraudulent cases. When the victim follows that particular link embedded within the email, they are brought to an elaborate and sophisticated duplicate of the legitimate organization website. It is not the actual website or correct website, it is the copy of that website or duplicate website. Phishing attacks generally target to the bank customers, online auction sites such as eBay, online retailers such as Amazon, and service providers such as PayPal. Thank you.